So I've been making music since 2014, which is almost 10 years. But if I had to start all over again, it would probably take me a quarter of the time to reach my current level if I had just known these tips that I'm going to discuss in this video. So here's 5 of my tips that I think every producer can use to become 1% better every single day. Alright, so before we get started with the first tip, I actually want to make a quick beat to just kind of get in the vibe. I just want to start with a loop so we don't have to waste any time making a melody. So for that, I'm going to go on my phone and actually use the Melody app. The Melody app is actually the sponsor of today's video. So let's just open it up and I'll show you guys how it works. So right when you open the app, just melodies start playing on the home screen. And if you like it, you can swipe right to save the melody. If you don't like it, you can swipe left to go to the next one. So I'm not really feeling this one, so I'm going to swipe left. You can see it's going to dislike it. Same with this one. I don't really want a dark melody right now. One really cool thing you can do is go up here and change the filters. So for this, I'm going to just maybe go to the vibes. Maybe let's do weird and rage also. You can see I'm going very fast because I can kind of tell if I like a melody based off the first seconds. This one's kind of cool, very soulful. I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite so far. I think that's enough melodies for now. Let's just go back to my saved melodies now and pick some ones that I really want to send. Let's just choose all these to send. I'm just gonna do send melody and just pick my email again. And you can see I got an email already. It says below are the links and viral sent from the Melody app. I think this Super Fly Days was a really fire one, so let's download it. So starting off with the most obvious tip is to create every day and exercise the creative muscle. So you go to the gym every day if you want to grow your muscles, or at least you should. I know you guys be slacking, like, come on, bro. Consistency is required in music just like in any other area of life. Creativity is definitely a muscle that can be improved through practice. People that claim they're not creative enough are just lying to themselves because you're either lazy or you're just scared to face the initial dullness that your lack of creativity might present. I think I've always been creative as a child. I used to love all different types of art, such as filmmaking, graphic design, and even stop motion when I was like a kid doing like Lego stop motion animations. But I found that when I really started locking in every day, like March 2020 when COVID started, my creativity just got better and I realized that my creative muscle was growing. I was just becoming more creative. I also know many people think of the creative impulse as almost like a signal from God, and I definitely do believe this. I think the best creatives are good at acting like a vessel and just receiving ideas and information from the universe. And there's a cool clip of Pharrell actually talking about this exact concept. He pretty much says that every day is a new day to receive new ideas.
Don't stop making music. Creativity is like the work of the universe. The universe is a library. All we doing is checking ideas out. What you would have checked out on one day might not be what you would check out on the next day. So don't not make the music.
Every day is a new day and you don't know where you're gonna receive that day. So that's why it's important to create every single day. So number 2 is Alcatraz, lock in till the end. And the reason I'm really obsessed with the concept of locking in and Alcatraz is because I think it perfectly encapsulates the creative process. As we previously discussed, you're channeling an energy through your music. So therefore it's important to stay present until it's finished. Alcatraz just means that I'm forcing myself to lock in even if I don't want to, even if I'm feeling tired or not present at the moment, or I feel like whatever I'm doing is trash. Obviously it's okay to take breaks, and it's even crucial to take them because you can get ear fatigue and your ear essentially becomes numb to whatever you're doing. But I'm not really talking about that. I mean those moments when you really aren't sure if an idea is special or worthwhile to pursue, to finish. You really just want to quit and move on to the next thing, just trash it, you know? The next time you feel that impulse to trash a project, or just save it and never return to it, essentially throwing it in the pits of draft hell, which I know all of us have so many, projects just sitting there unfinished. Just consider to suck it up and go to Alcatraz. It's the only solution pretty much. Just keep playing around with the idea and try to make it work, because making music is problem solving. You have to keep trying to ideate and bring your ideas to life. Sometimes we're blessed with a blissful flow state when everything just works, everything just clicks, but most of the time this is just not the case. We question everything and we second guess our impulses. In these cases, you just have to go to Alcatraz and keep working on the project. I can say from personal experience that when I went to Alcatraz, I've created some of my favorite and most unique beats. It can be torture, but it's definitely worth it. For the next one, I really like this melody. It's like very nostalgic sounding. Yo, this beat turned out crazy, bro. So number 3 is to simply shut off your brain and enter the flow state. Don't overthink. Just try to not overthink. Sometimes you're locked in. You could even be in Alcatraz, but it doesn't feel like Alcatraz. It doesn't feel like torture. This is probably because you're in a flow state, which is the zone where the magic happens. You're truly locked in. You're just in a whole different world. I usually enter the flow state pretty easily nowadays. If I wake up between 6 and 7 a.m., grab a cup of coffee, and just open up FL Studio on a blank project, just get my ideas flowing. I think the morning energy really helps me concentrate on music very easily. When I'm physically well rested and my brain is fresh, I have a lot of more creative bandwidth to work with. So once you get comfortable in your DAW and have a good amount of experience with producing, you'll notice you can crank out music way faster. And it's obvious that our thoughts move way faster than our hands ever can. So speedrunning producing can actually be great because it'll allow you to transcribe your ideas into your DAW as fast as possible, minimizing any loss of clarity with your ideas. I found that ideas can come very fast, almost instantly. You can get a creative hunch, but they can also leave faster if you don't act on them. So the flow state allows you to capture ideas before they run away. You can think of hunches or ideas as like an iceberg. Initially, you only see the top or the beginning of it, and the rest of it is stuck underwater. So if you decide to pursue an idea, you only have a limited time to actualize it. And if you don't overthink, you can successfully capture the full depth of the iceberg before it sinks deep into the abyss, forever gone. Then once you have the full idea laid out, you can begin to be more critical and go back to make tweaks, but it's essential you don't do this when you're still capturing the idea because it can destroy the flow state. Just don't second guess yourself. That's the most important part of this. And lastly, the biggest limiting factor in entering the flow state is your efficiency in the DAW. So make sure you know all your shortcuts and quick keys because you're in a race against your mind and you can't let your hands lag behind. Number 4 is it's not about what you use, it's how you use it. And I'm sure you've heard this so many times, but I think this is the biggest pitfall of so many producers. My beats will sound so much better when I have this this or that plugin, once I have this interface or this set of monitors. In fact, I actually had this exact thought when I bought my first pair of studio monitors, the Yamaha HS5s. Before that, I was just using like some Logitech cheap speakers, and I thought my beats were gonna sound so much harder and crispier, like just have that polished like sound to them. But looking back, my mixes didn't really change that much until I improved my ear. Now I'm confident I can mix something better on like these Apple earbuds than a noob can on a professional monitor system or something. My ears have just improved so much over the years. This also applies to VSTs or any other effects like that. Obviously, expensive plugins can elevate your sound, but you shouldn't underestimate what you can do with stock plugins. It's almost more fun sometimes to use trash plugins because it forces you to think outside the box and try to work with what you got. I think there's a use for any type of sound, no matter how bad or cheap you think it sounds. You're just not creative enough. These melodies are really cool. The only thing I wish they did is, stem it out, because sometimes I really want to manipulate it and go further in detail. I have an idea for this. And the last tip, number 5, is to have fun and just enjoy the process. It's kind of sad that I have to say this, but there's so many bots online that try to farm clout. Obviously, if you make music only when you feel like it, or if you're just trying to have fun with it, it's gonna probably stay as a hobby forever. You're not really gonna get good. Even when you're doing things that feel like work, you should still enjoy it and just trust the process. Because if you just make music as a means to an end, it will show and you probably won't get anywhere. I never tried to get good at producing, to be honest. I didn't really count my hours to see when I was gonna reach 10,000 hours. In fact, I don't even know if I'm there yet, to be honest. I think proficiency just kind of happened to me because music felt addictive and fun, so I just kept going and kept, trying it. Also, the weird thing is I never thought I was trash in the beginning. I wasn't ever too critical of myself. In fact, since the beginning, I thought I was actually like super fire. After the first week of making like 10 beats, I thought I had arrived. I'm a G now. This kind of forced me to never get discouraged or even think about quitting. Like, giving up on music wasn't an option because I never even thought about it that way. I didn't even think I was trying. I never thought that music was something that I was like doing. It just kind of happened. I was just enjoying the process and I was ecstatic about my results since day one. The very first beat I made, I was just like, okay, this sounds fire. Like, let's just keep going. I didn't realize at the time that I was a total beginner and that I was trash. I thought this is it. This is super fun. So let's just keep playing this game every day. And I really hope that's the attitude all of you can have. So I hope these tips gave you some value in terms of the mindset shift you need to make in order to take your music to the next level. Just remember that pursuing anything is a lifelong journey, so just enjoy the progress and don't be too critical on yourself. When you look back and see progress, you'll definitely be glad you stuck with it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, make sure to leave a like and comment below what you thought of it, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.